Right, breaking news that's coming in right now. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has written a letter to several leaders who do not belong to the Bharatiya Janata Party, non-BJP leaders including Sonia Gandhi, Sharad Pawar, MK Stalin, Uddhav, Tejasvi Yadav, Uddhav Thackeray, Hemant Soren, Arvind Kejriwal, Naveen Patnaik, Jagan Reddy, KS Reddy, Farooq Abdullah, Mehbooba Mufti and Dipankar Bhattacharya. In that letter, she has in fact written that the BJP allegedly is trying to make it impossible for non-BJP parties to exercise their constitutional rights and freedoms. So that is, of course, the charge that the Chief Minister of West Bengal is in fact making against the Bharatiya Janata Party, saying that the BJP is trying to establish one-party authoritarian rule and making it impossible for non-BJP parties to exercise their constitutional rights and freedoms as has been enunciated in the Constitution. Now this, she was saying, in the context of the passage of the GNCT bill in Parliament.
Banerjee, in fact, has written a letter and she is trying to then garner support. It's a personal letter to non-BJP leaders asking them to unite against the Bharatiya Janata Party to save democracy. Mamata has written a letter to Sonia Gandhi, Sharad Pawar, Stalin, Tejasvi Yadav, Uddhav Thackeray, Arvind Kejriwal, Dr. Farooq Abdullah of the National Conference, also Mehbooba Mufti of the PJP. So what is then Didi trying to make an attempt at? Is this trying to then send out a message that she in fact is that binding force when it comes to a third front? Interesting, because this comes just at a time when West Bengal is going to polls. Interestingly, the constituency from where she is fighting is Nandigram, and Nandigram is in fact voting tomorrow. And at this time, she has written a letter to all of these leaders talking about the fact that this is the time to unite. Mamata Banerjee writing a letter, a personal letter to all non-BJP leaders asking them to unite against the BJP to save democracy. Is this then Mamata Banerjee trying to send out a message that she in fact is going to be leading the third front or the third force against the Bharatiya Janata Party, and that all of these political parties need to come together? In fact, Shiv has more details on that story. Yes, Shiv.
This is a very important letter that's been written on the 28th of March, just a few days ago, while the Nandigram campaign was actually reaching its climax. This is a 3-page letter that Mamata Banerjee has written to all the major leaders of the non-BJP parties. So there's Sonia Gandhi, Uddhav Thackeray, Arvind Kejriwal, Mehbooba Mufti, MK Stalin. All of those leaders are in receipt of this 3-page letter where Mamata Banerjee is basically saying that India is under threat from the BJP. She's been through a very bruising campaign against the primary challenger, the BJP in Bengal itself. That's an election that's on. But this is a national letter that she's written to all of the, the big party leaders, saying that India is under attack. She also says that the BJP wants to establish a one-party authoritarian rule. Now, this is very interesting because this goes well beyond Bengal. It can even be interpreted perhaps as a SOS letter that Mamata Banerjee is sending out. With the experience she's had in the campaign so far in Bengal, she's sending out what appears to be a warning alarm bell to other states, where the BJP will be going next. Remember, there's Uttar Pradesh next year, there's Goa and others as well. We have Kailash Vijayvargiya, who is the BJP's in charge for West Bengal, with us on the phone line on this particular story. Kailash ji, आपका क्या reaction है ये जो letter जो सामने आया है ममता बनर्जी ने जो लिखा है to political party heads, आपका क्या reaction है? उनका कहना है कि India must stand guard against one-party authoritarian rule of the BJP. Mr. Vijayvargiya.
ममता जी समझ गई है कि बंगाल में उनकी जमीन खसक गई और इलेक्शन हार गई, इसलिए उन्होंने 24 के बारे में अभी से प्लान बनाना चालू कर दिया है, क्योंकि बंगाल में उनकी जमीन पूरी खसक चुकी है। और जिस प्रकार के शब्दों का उपयोग कर रही है, जिस प्रकार वो प्रधानमंत्री जी के लिए बोल रही है, जिस प्रकार हम मुस्लिम जी को बोल रही है, ऐसा लगता है कि कहीं न कहीं इस जमीन खसकने से उनका मानसिक संतुलन भी थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ा सा गया है। उसे बहुत ही हल्के शब्दों का भी उपयोग किया, उन्होंने कहा कि मारेंगे, ये करेंगे, बाहर निकाल दो। तो
कैलाश जी, आपको क्या लगता है ममता बनर्जी ने ये जो लेटर है अभी क्यों लिखा है?
इसीलिए ना कि उनको लगता है कि अगला एजेंडा क्या तय करना है, अभी से तय कर लो, ये चुनाव तो हार गए और इसीलिए अगले एजेंडे की तरफ बढ़ गई है वो। यहाँ पर उनको लगता है कि मेरी जमीन खसक गई, मैं हार रही, तो अगला एजेंडा क्या तय करना है, इसलिए मैं देश के सारे विपक्षी नेताओं से कहा है कि अगले मोर्चे के लिए हम सब तैयार रहें, यहाँ पर मैं हार गई।
Kailash Vijayvargiya, thank you for speaking to India Today. We also have with us Chandra Bose of the BJP, for a reaction on this particular letter. Chandra Bose, 3-page letter written by Mamata Banerjee. Elections still very much on in Bengal. In fact, there's a whole month to go. But this is a letter she's written to, people like Uddhav, Thackeray, Sonia Gandhi, Sharad Pawar, MK Stalin. What are you making of it? I mean, it looks like an attempt to revive the third front. What do you think of this letter and why now, sir?
Well, Mamata Banerjee, in a democracy, can approach any political party for support. But, it is not monopoly government in, West Bengal that she wants to conduct, the Trinamool Congress. Trinamool Congress, unfortunately for her, has lost the goodwill of the people. And that's what matters. You see, it's about good governance. We are fighting for good governance. We are fighting against corruption. We are fighting against the law and order situation, women's rights. So, these are the issues that we are fighting on. Mamata Banerjee wants to just continue staying in power without, delivering. Her government has failed to deliver on all counts. There is chaos in the education sector, the health sector, the infrastructure. There's no industry, no employment. So on what basis is she asking for, a support? So these are the issues that people would consider. And you see this Mahagathbandhan that earlier also she attended, which is a big circus, because none of these political parties have any common minimum program. You cannot really have an alliance unless you are like-minded and you have a common minimum program. Their only program is to...
I just want to quote a couple of sentences from this letter where Mamata Banerjee says in this letter, I strongly believe that the time has come for a united and effective struggle against the BJP's attacks on democracy and the constitution. As the chairperson of the Trinamool, I shall work wholeheartedly with you and all other like-minded political parties in this battle. Mr. Bose, is this basically Mamata Banerjee rallying forces or the third front ahead of the 2024 election?
Well, she can rally for anything, but I think people have seen through her performance, which she has miserably failed and misguided the people of West Bengal. So I think, people are not going to take her seriously, and this third front or this united opposition is a big farce. It will never see the light of day. It cannot be a reality. Her only issue is she wants BJP out of Bengal, but the people of Bengal want BJP in Bengal. So I think her entire purpose would be defeated. She can, it is a desperate attempt on the part of Mamata Banerjee, to have have a united opposition against BJP. But I think the people of Bengal, they have made up their mind, and it would be very clear on the 2nd of May that BJP would form the next government, a government which would work, a government for the poor, a government for the people. We are going to form immediately after the 2nd of May. Results are announced.
Chandra Bose, thank you for speaking to India today. So, Sneha, this letter that Mamata Banerjee has written is going to reverberate right through this political season, because obviously it extends the implications of this letter go way beyond just these current assembly elections that are taking place.
Yes, absolutely. Evidently, and this is not the first time that an attempt has been made by Mamata Banerjee to try and be that force behind the third front. Several attempts in the past as well. Surya Agni is getting us more details on that story as well. Surya Agni, the BJP says that, look, Mamata has seen the writing on the wall. She knows that she's losing Bengal, and that's the reason why she's trying to now prepare for the road ahead, and that's why she's writing this letter. The BJP is obviously tweaking this around for its, to its advantage, isn't it?
Sneha, if you just look at the recipients of the letter, it is not 1, 2 or 3, but 15 heavyweight leaders, and all of these individuals, be it Sonia Gandhi, Sharad Pawar, Uddhav, Thackeray, Hemant Soren, Akhilesh Yadav, or the Uttar Pradesh, or the Arvind Kejriwal, all of them have been fighting against the BJP in their respective states. So this is more than a third front. This one is more for a united alliance to take on the BJP. But why we are speaking about it is because it comes on the day just before the Nandigram polls, where Mamata Banerjee is fighting it out herself. Secondly, and most importantly, this 3-page letter has 7 points. Majorly, what Mamata Banerjee is stating is that the BJP is trying to establish a one nation, one party rule throughout the country, and the only way to take on this entire fiasco is by uniting amongst each other and taking on the BJP. Now, we have seen throughout this, since 2019, that Mamata Banerjee had once tried to get everyone on board before the 2019 elections at Kolkata itself. She brought in everyone from Tejaswi Yadav to Akhilesh Yadav to the other Congress senior persons, but that did not see the day of the light. The BJP won the 2019 elections heavy and strong, and this right now, just before the 2021 elections over here in West Bengal, her letter to 15 heavyweight politicians who are taking on the BJP. Now, one more very important thing, Sneha, that all of these parties are non-BJP parties. Some of them were a part of the NDA. Some of them, who have been taking on the BJP for long. So this is Mamata Banerjee's clear attempt on taking on the Narendra Modi-backed BJP right now, trying to make a united alliance, if not a third alliance, to take on the BJP, be it in Bengal or throughout the country. Back to
Surya Agni, the TMC, of course, has also spoken about it. In fact, always try to talk about the fact that Mamata Banerjee can't be confined to Bengal, and that she is somebody who is looking at national politics as well. Surya Agni, thanks for getting us up to speed with that.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.